Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your November 2018 love reading. I'm Princess India. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. Welcome, and more welcome. If you're an old subscriber, I love your face. I love your face too, new subscriber. But anywho, so we're doing things kind of back the old way. We're going back to looking at you guys as well as your crosswatcher. And we have brought back the dice of resonance. How awesome is that? I know, super awesome. But I'm going to do something a tad bit different in the beginning. This is something that we've done before. I can't remember how long ago. But anywho, so we're going to test your little intuitive muscles a little bit. So if you don't already have one, get a pen and paper ready. So I'm going to show you guys some cards. It's from the Soul Card deck. And these cards don't have, sorry, I got to scoot up a little bit. There we go. Good Lord. Choked on my spit there. But anywho, these cards don't have a meaning, less the ones that you give them. So whatever message that you guys get when you look at them, it's like the first thing that pops in your head, and it doesn't matter if it don't make sense, if it's like, you know, a color, or letter, or sound, what have you. Just write that down, and we'll revisit it at the end of November to see if the messages that you guys got, if they have resonated, or I kind of have the sense more or less that it's going to be revealed to you over the month of November, whatever impression you got, especially if it's like situational. So Spirit, please give us some clear and direct guidance for my Geminis so they can do their little reading thing, you know. Clear and direct guidance, Spirit. These are so gangsta. And feel free to share if you like. You don't have to. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, my dear. You know? All right. Come here, you. I'm trying to stick with one. I'm going to stick with three. Somebody, I think Aquarius got 3 and then Pisces got 5, but I think I'm going to try to stick to 3. That's the first one. Pause it if you need to. But remember, first thing that comes to your mind. Next. And number 3. Is this the same one that, I think this is the same one that Aquarius got. I'm not sure. Doesn't matter one way or the other. Well, that's your messages. I hope they were super dope. So anywho, we're going to go ahead and jump into you guys' reading. We are going to pull cards for Gemini. Here we go. We're going to pull cards for Gemini as well as Gemini's crosswatcher, or the person that you guys are connecting with, loving on, in a relationship with, married to, for the month of November. Or even a future partner, maybe. We shall see. So, Spirit, please give us clear and direct guidance for Gemini. If I can get my cards, so thank you. Clear and direct guidance for Gemini for the month of November, please, Spirit. Any insights that we can offer them for their love lives for the month of November. Any person that will be coming towards them, or how things are going in their love lives, please, Spirit. Please give us clear and direct guidance for them. I know that you will because you're good for it, Spirit. So I thank you in advance. All right, all right, all right. Man, my deck is just not having it today. All right, so first card that we have for Gemini. Weird. It's the Empress. That's what Pisces had. Next is the Ace of Cups. Interesting. Oh. Next is the Two of Wands. Interesting. Okay, so it looks like either you guys are making an offer or someone made an offer. Somebody could have gotten married too, or had a baby, What is it with all this baby stuff going on? Goodness gracious. But either way it goes, I see two people coming together. So I'm seeing a love offer was made in the recent past, and I feel like things are going really good now, and you guys are planning for the future. That's the reason why it's like I say pregnancy, because two people planning for the future after, you know, a little gift came, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. All of this just looks like baby making to me. I'm just saying. Does that not look like baby making to you? That looks like baby making to me. But other than that, I just see it as more or less a commitment that was made between two people and you guys planning moving forward. That is so damn adorable. Oh my gosh. I just be making excuses to use these, yeah. This deck is like the jam. So yeah, so the thing I see is like an emotional new beginning. Only other way that I would say that this will kind of pan out is in the sense of like self. You know what I'm saying? It's more or less getting emotional clarity and you guys doing self-work and then making plans for your own future. But I really do feel this in the sense of like a straight, like a straight couple. And I mean like, not straight couple, but I mean like, y'all know my slang. I mean a couple. It's like, the energy I pick up on this for single people is very, very faint. You know what I mean? Unless it's just a personal development thing. So Spirit, we gonna clarify this here. Ace of Cups, the Empress. I don't really need to clarify the Two of Wands. Oh, come on. Dog. Ooh, wait a minute. Are you dealing with a Pisces? Look, clarifying the Ace of Cups is, oh, good boy, the thinking woman, okay? What's clarifying the Empress is the Victory card. Making plans, strategy, okay? The Pisces reading, it was a person, like this was in the same position. The thinking woman was in the same position and the Empress was in the same position. But the thinking woman was clarifying the High Priestess. So I was like, and then I said Gemini. And Gemini came up in the dice of resonance. I said an air sign woman. So I don't know if this is an air sign. A Gemini woman or man. But I think you guys are definitely connected to Pisces. And that is so weird. I mean, it's not weird, but it's dope. But I feel like this is going to be a good relationship. So let me look at this crosswatcher. This is gangster. We have the Ten of Swords. Stop it. The Six of Wands. And the Queen of Swords. Dog. I am so done with y'all. This is dope. Okay, so I don't want to keep relating this to the Pisces reading, but it's still the Pisces reading. I'm going to pull more cards, okay? So we just going to deal with this right now. And then I'm just going to pull... Oh, what is that? Oh my God. Really? Oh my gosh. Anyway. So, Gemini. All right. So if there's Geminis who are interested in, and there's quite a possibility that you may not be, because if you don't know this person, or if your ex or whatever is a, let me see, how would I say that? If this is a Gemini woman and your ex is a Pisces person, then I very well think that this legit is about this person, because the vibe that I got was that there was someone that was coming back. So potentially this Gemini person, oh yes it is. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. So I'm about to pull another spread for the rest of the Geminis that are not dealing with a Pisces person. But this to me is related to that Pisces reading that I just did. So the whole key is, whether this is a Pisces woman or man, the whole energy that was going on in the Pisces read was that there was like some sort of breakup and the person coming to the realization that this is the person that they wanted, right? So if it's like a Pisces dude, then the thinking woman, which would be you, or man, however, you know, flippy floppy. It's a love offer that's coming in from a water sign person, right? And you guys are going to have victory moving forward, like planning your future, because they're seeing you as like the Empress. This is how they view you. And how I kind of described it as this person that has this whole whimsical, like regal little aura type of deal. Then with the crosswatchers card, it's the Six of Wands. And how I was seeing this in a Pisces reading was more or less like, you know, being, and I hate to use that terminology, them being chosen. Like, you're the one that they want. Them realizing from this time that you guys spent apart that you're who they want, or this is someone who has been watching you from like afar, right? And them being a Pisces, and them watching you and having this perception of you, and them doing this work, like, you know, letting go of all of their self-imposed limitations so that they can come to you correct, right? So that they can, you know, tell you how they feel about you, and you guys move forward, right? And how, so either way, so if this is someone that's an ex of yours, Gemini, or if this is, that has Pisces in the chart somewhere, or this is a person that you guys have not met yet, I see this as, you know, them coming back or them approaching you. You know what I'm saying? So whatever the case was past tense, this person wants to be with you. And yeah, and it's like the way that stuff used to be, like kind of the way that you guys were interacting with each other. There's a depth to that because they saw the truth about who you are, where they were kind of screwing up or where their little shortcomings were. And now they want to show up like this, right? The Queen of Swords. So much so, a person who has been through hell and high water, so to speak, but has integrated all the lessons that they've learned from their past to, you know, kind of integrated to be kind of reborn or transformed into a new person. So for the ex-person, for Gemini that's coming back, I see this as them learning from their mistakes and coming back to make you an offer and you guys moving forward. And then for the other person where Gemini doesn't know this person, this is someone who's been watching you, and the only thing that's been stopping them from approaching you is them trying to get to this point where they see themselves this way so that they have the confidence to approach you, because their perception of you is they feel like you're like otherworldly and stuff. So they're just like smitten by you, and it's like, I can't just talk to her. Oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel like they have to plan out how they're going to come to you and come to you like correct. You know what I'm saying? So that's the vibe that I get from this. Real talk, not joking. This is definitely connected to Pisces. But I'm going to go ahead, and I think I'm going to use a different deck too, just to be sure for the regular Gemini reading that's not attached to Pisces. Unless it's like Gemini that has Pisces in their chart or something. Where is my... Oh man, I feel like this is about to be a catastrophe. Ooh. Oh, good. Dagnabbit. It was a catastrophe. Not as bad as I thought, but it was bad. Alright. Why am I pardon me? Okay, no. Oh, snap. Alright. I was going to use that one, but I'm going to listen and I'm going to use this one. Alright. So for those Geminis that are not connected to Pisces, that's interesting. Alright, Spirit. Can I get clear and direct guidance for my Pisces? For my Pisces? Are you serious, Princess India? Clear and direct guidance for my Geminis not connected to a Pisces. Jeez Louise. That's interesting. And they lived happily ever after. Clear and direct guidance for my Geminis not connected to a Pisces. Clear and direct guidance, please, Spirit. clear and direct guidance for my Geminis and their love lives as well as their crosswatchers for the month of November 2018. Thank you in advance, Spirit. I keep forgetting about these doggone romance angels. Don't fall down. Please don't fall down. What did I do? Oh, okay. I need to move this mouse out of the way. Sorry. All right. Let's see here. Okie dokie, lemon chokey. So, the other set of Geminis, the romance angel card that you have is unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. First card that you have is spread your wings, which is the Two of Wands. Next card you have is the third eye chakra. And then you have the heart chakra. Okay, so the vibe that I get from this is, for my other Geminis, either you guys are at the end of a cycle in a relationship, or you guys have recently broken up with someone, or someone broken up with you. But it's just the simple fact that there was an inequality within the relationship, right? But the thing is that when I say inequality, I feel it more along the lines of it being limiting for you. You know what I mean? Like being in this relationship was holding you back a great deal. So I feel like presently, the thing that's going to be really helpful and healing for you guys is to, is to kind of take a step back, right? And to focus, I'm so sorry, hold on. Okay. So the thing that I feel like is going to be very helpful for you guys going forward in the month of November to help in like your healing and your recovery is going to be, one, because we have two chakra cards, it's going to be of utmost importance to mini hermit mode, take a step back, maybe get a chakra clearing, maybe get a Reiki session, something along those lines. Maybe dig a little bit deeper into the study of your chakra system, because the sense that I'm getting is that the reason why you ended up in this relationship in the first place is because with your third eye chakra being either under or overactive, and I'm leaning more towards underactive, is you are getting intuitive hits about this person or this relationship, but you not being quite familiar with it is the reason why I think in hindsight, you kind of feel you went against your better judgment. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like Spirit is like, there's an energy now for you to kind of leave this situation behind and start to walk towards what is more in alignment for you, right? But on that journey, there needs to be some heart chakra work, because there's how I'm hearing it is, there's a history of attracting people who are emotionally unavailable. You know what I'm saying? So either, because it shows up one or two ways. It's either a person, well, not one or two ways, one of a myriad of different ways. But a person who's emotionally unavailable could be someone who is already committed to someone else, someone who is married, which is a form of commitment, or a person who works a lot, so kind of puts you on the back burner because they're always focused on work. Or a person who is just emotionally vacant, you know what I mean? And slightly like non-committal, tad bit of a future faker. So a person who kind of either leads you on, or, you know, it's just, it always feels like you love them more than they love you, right? But of course we go into our whole our little mirror effect thing going on here. And when we're attracting emotionally unavailable partners, there is a facet of us that's emotionally unavailable as well. But usually when we attract people who are emotionally unavailable in like an exterior sense, you know what I'm saying? So like I'm saying like they're married or they're, you know, workaholics or, you know, they're just not emotionally connected to people, period. The way that that shows up on the other end is a person who's been hurt so much, like you've been wounded so much that there's a fear of opening up. So even though you may fall into a role of being sort of kind of codependent or, you know, doing a lot for the person or giving a lot, it's like you're open and available in the sense that your actions are showing that, but like energetically, which is why I'm glad the chakra card came up. It's like it's on an energetic level that you're closed off. You know what I'm saying? I hope that that makes sense. So on an energetic level, you're closed off. And because we attract what we are, because you're unavailable, although for different reasons than the other person, but slightly the same, because there's a level of fear on both ends of one, like being taken advantage of, right? So maybe with them is more on the lines of like, I've been taken advantage of and I don't want to be taken advantage of again. So it's like, I'm just going to show up half-ass. But it's like with you guys, you're consciously desiring a partner. You consciously want a commitment. But the reason why your relationships are never seeming to get to that point, like you're never getting over that hurdle to commitment, is because energetically, because of the fear, you really don't want that either, because you know if you open up to a person that fully again, that you could potentially be hurt, you know? And I don't want to necessarily say that it's subconscious. I would just use that for illustrative reasons, meaning that, of course, you're not going to be consciously thinking this, but only you would know the answer to that in the sense of your history. If you've been consistently messed over in relationships, it's made you a tad bit, you know, kind of bitter. But it's almost like a, how do I want to say? It's like a it's almost like a self-denial, because I feel like it's you're not consciously thinking this, but it's there. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how to put that into words, because I don't want to say subconscious, because subconscious is going to imply like, even though you're not aware of it, well, I guess you could say that. You could, yeah, okay. I'll just say subconscious. It's like you're saying, you know, come close but get away, but this person is always just like, get away. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing that's ever in alignment with anything that even remotely seems like love is the words that come out their mouth, but their actions are always contradicting it. But for you, it's like your actions are saying, I love you, I want to be with someone or be with you, whatever, whatever. But it's on an energetic level. So, just for time's sake, I would say to Google the heart chakra and what it looks like when it's overactive and underactive, and kind of looking at those behavioral patterns of how that shows up. And I think on either side, you're going to recognize that. But I just say that now because eventually I'm just going to have to, because this comes up a lot. So this is something I do want to go more in depth in. But since this is a second reading in one video, you know, I got you. So the next person, your crosswatcher, they have very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now, crosswatcher. They have the Eight of Wands, success and growth. That's interesting. Past influence is the Seven of Cups, daydreams and decisions. Going forward, they have the Five of Swords. Very interesting. Okay, so for the crosswatcher person, I'm not going to talk about Pisces because, you know, these cards just are very eerily similar. But anyway, but very soon, clearly decide what it is that you want. So the thing that I feel with this crosswatcher person they had a lot of options to choose from. As far as like partners who were involved, they had a lot of suitors, a lot of people who were interested in them, right? And I feel like now they've more or less like put their feet down, because past tense, I feel like they were just thinking and not really moving forward to make a decision. But I feel like presently they're putting their feet down, and now with them kind of looking at it, I feel like this sounds so eerily similar to that. Is Pisces cross-watching Gemini? This is like, go away, Pisces. I love you, but you messing up my readings, man. I'm trying to... Lord. Anyway, but it's like this person, they put their feet down and now they've made a decision. Okay? And going forward, I feel more or less like with them, it's still the same kind of, well, okay, so I don't think this is the same person. Thank you. The thing that I'm seeing that's different with this person is, which is, okay, so Gemini, this is why you got to kind of watch this, because this cross-watcher person, it's almost like you're drawing in a person still that's kind of hard-hearted. You know what I'm saying? But it's almost like they're not the opposite of you. It's like they're like you, if that makes sense. It's like the fact that you both want love, but you're afraid to love. I need to know how this is going to turn out. It's like you both want love, but it's like you're afraid to love. So it's like, okay. Bottom of y'all deck, y'all have the Strength card. So there's a need for self-control. Underneath that is the Wheel of Fortune. So a new cycle turning over. Okay, so with the person that's cross-watching you, Gemini, them having lots of options in love, them putting their feet down, making a decision of one of those many people that they want. But even though they want this person and are going in the direction towards them, the fact that you guys are desiring the same things, because I'm looking at the fact that these are both wand cards, so it's the desire to take action. So the key is with my Gemini people, you're drawing someone else in, but you guys are both going to want to get close, but there's this fear of getting close. But the advice that I have for both of you is it's self-control, like boundaries. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's the potential for the two of you, and I'm not saying heal each other in the literal sense, but I'm saying that there's the potential for the two of you to work out your issues, right? Together, but separate, if that makes sense. So the two of you could be together, but the thing is not looking for the other one to be the other one's healing, if that makes sense. And if you would even want to approach that particular way, you know what I'm saying? But just for the simple fact of this Five of Swords that I'm seeing here, and then the thing I will say, the potential with this particular person is the fact that they can be hell-bent on wanting to be right. So whether this is someone that's in your life or someone that's coming in, it's like, I feel like because of this this protection that both of you have, I'm not really sure how it is you're showing up, but I kind of feel like this person isn't as bad as the other people, but I just feel like they're, you know, they could potentially be a little bit of a verbal assassin, if that makes sense. It's like with them feeling the need to be right or to have the last word or so on or so forth. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's solely up to you if, you know, if you want to, you know, deal with that. But my whole thing with this is, I I feel like this is a lesson to be learned in so many ways of why it's so important for us to do our personal work. Because, you know, like I said, this person isn't as bad as the others. And I'm sorry, crosswatcher, because I know I'm talking about you like you're not here. But this person isn't as bad as the other people. But it's just the fact that, I don't know. It behooves them in some way for them to be right. Because, I don't know, them being wrong just does something to them or makes them feel inadequate or something of the sort. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's not to say, like, you know, everybody's in their process, everybody's learning. To me, it's just really a testament of what it is that you willing to put up with, if that makes sense. Or what you can handle, you know? Because I can't say, okay, well, never mind. That's good. Thank you, baby Jesus. We got the victory card over the five of swords. Okay, so I feel like, okay, well, that's good. That makes me feel better. That makes me feel a lot better. So maybe this is like a catalytic kind of thing where, and I don't know if me explaining this is going to make sense, but this is how I kind of see it in my head. It's like everybody has issues, straight up, right? And there is a certain level of like, some people could put up with certain people's crap, some people can't put up with others. You know what I'm saying? With Geminis, if there is, like, there's the potential for where, you know, a person who's very argumentative and like analytical, right? If they meet their match, which is kind of the vibe that I'm getting here, that's how, like, the proverbial stone can be chipped off of a person's heart, right? If you meet a person that has the right combination of characteristics to where it's like you're not exerting force to try to be something from someone, is legit you just being how you are. So say hypothetically, this dude has intellectual and verbal prowess where he could verbally assassinate people, right? But let's say for you, you got the same ability that he does. So where in past relationships, and like I'm saying, this could be male or female, but, you know. So in past relationships, he came encounter with women who would cower when he would do that because they didn't know how to stand toe to toe with him, so to speak. So because maybe their verbal or, you know, intellectual abilities were not where his was. So he would always win and felt comfort in that of like, you know what I'm saying? Ha ha, right? But it's like with you, so like with you guys having this same self-protection, right? The desire to love, but the same self-protection and almost this mind frame I'm hearing, like, love me out of my pain on some stuff, right? But, you know, that not being like a conscious thing, like going into relationships like love me out of my pain type of deal. But it's just the fact that you desire to love, but both of you are scared, right? So you have this same ability like they do. So when they come at you, you come at them the same way. You know what I'm saying? So when, I don't know, if he says something like, you're being so obtuse, you're being so acute. You know, it's a really horrible example, but you feel me? You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like pound for pound, but it's not really like outdoing them. It's like meeting them where they are to where it's kind of like them getting a taste of their own medicine. But mind you, when I'm saying this isn't you intentionally doing this, like plotting to do this. This is just you being who you are. And because of him not getting that one-upmanship, it's almost like, oh, well, touche. You know what I'm saying? And that more or less being like this sandpaper that kind of unwinds things, right? So I use that example lightly. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean this in the sense of things being like very like horrendous. Like I'm just feeling this as kind of someone who's just very intellectual that can be a tad bit condescending, but not condescending to the point that it becomes mentally or emotionally abusive. You know what I'm saying? Like within that realm. But yeah, so that's kind of how I'm seeing that. So seeing this victory card, that makes me feel better, because other than that, I was like, this seems like a person that's still gonna be doing this stupid head game type of deal, like, you know, trying to win in a negative way. But I feel like with them, they've met their match, but still, that is not an excuse to not do your work. Like, there still needs to be a level of boundaries that are implemented. There still needs to be a level of working on your third eye and your heart chakra, because these are things that you're going to want to, the things that you're going to want to do some work on and to heal to continue your progress forward. And I feel even in the sense of like this relationship not going into the sense to where it becomes stagnation. You know what I'm saying? It's like both people need to continue to be growing, because I feel like with this crosswatcher person as well, I feel like that's the vibe that they kind of got. I feel like them seeing how in the past, how they constantly, you know, kept their options open, how that really wasn't serving them, because they were thinking it was giving them an advantage of having a lot of options, but they saw how inadvertently that was keeping them stuck. So now it's like they've kind of learned from that, and their mind frame is on the fact of, you know, growing and healing and, you know, movement forward. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, they still got their little stuff about them like we all do. You know what I'm saying? But their mind frame is one of a growth mindset as opposed to the prior fixed mindset. And then this may not be for everyone. I do get kind of a tad bit of a hunch that this could potentially be someone from the past. Not the unrequited person, though, if that makes sense. So now it's the Dice of Resonance. I hope all that made sense, y'all. It was a lot. A lot of people I read for it just now. It's a lot of Geminis. I don't even know what I'm going to name this reading. How am I going to let everybody know that this is two different readings for two different groups of Geminis? I have to find a way to formulate that. But anywho, for those of you who don't know, the Dice of Resonance was an art project that I did months back. And if ever, like whenever I do readings, I just toss them out. I don't like interpret them or anything of the sort. It's just however they fall is however they fall, and however they resonate with you is however they resonate with you, right? But then I have another one in here where you can ask a question. So any question that you want. And the answers that are on the die are like yeses and nos and time frames. So I say if a time frame comes up, the answer is like a yes in this particular time frame. You ready? Okay. All right. Okay. We have Leo, Moon, Sag, Crush, and Yes. So however that falls in your life. Leo, Sag, Moon. So they can be a Leo or a Sag Moon. It's a crush, and the answer is yes. All you gotta do is say yes. Don't deny what you feel. Let me undress you. Okay. That has been your November 2018 reading, Gemini. I hope I was able to answer your questions. There's a lot of stuff I was getting there. It's a whole lot. I feel like I need to go breathe right quick. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I hope that resonated. Let me know in the comments what you think. And I will see you guys sooner than later. I love your freaking faces. Deuces.